Hello, DDP students. This is a tutorial on assembling your components for your Automata box. Just to note, the dimensions and size, everything having to do with it is specific to your own automata that you are making in class. So you should have already been part of a team. You've been assigned a box, or you've chosen a box, and that box has specific dimensions. The box that I chose is based on my own specific box that I have in real life. So you're going to do the same. You should have worked out the theme and idea for your automata. You should have worked out what parts you need, how many cams, which cams are going to be used to create the motion. And you've made all these parts already. So this is a video just for assembling the parts that you already have and already made. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate file called assembly. All right, so we're not going to be working in any of these components. Like, I'm not going to open up the box and then start assembling things to the box. We want to insert the box into this assembly. So that's how we're going to start. I'm going to insert my chosen box into this design. And something to really make sure I have this done here is that the front of the box, that the front view we're looking at, is lined up with the front of the view cube. Okay, this may not always be the case, so you want to make sure that that is the case before we get started. All right, so that's the way it should look, front to front. And something else we're going to do, we're going to set that. And something very important to do right away is we need to ground this component in order for all of the other motions to work. So to do this, we're going to go to our box. It's the only component in the design. Right-click and go to ground. This removes all the degrees of freedom, and it's pinned right here. So that's very good. Now we're going to bring in our next component, which is the axle rod. What you should do with any component is once it's inserted into the design, you want to orientate it. I do it by degrees of 90. And the orientation that is going to be inserted into the assembly. So I want it assembled this way. So that is the way we'll have it. So I want to let's get a view of the front of this rod. So this is the left side here. We want to add our assembly joint to here. So we're going to do that joint. We're going to do the ring and not the center, okay? We're now going to go to the left side of the box, find the hole, and find the ring as well. And that's going to pop right in there. Okay, and let's just orientate this so we can see. We're going to go along this axis, and we're going to have it go out -0.5, half an inch on that end, and we're going to set that. Actually, what I didn't do, oh, it's revolute, thank goodness. Okay, so this is the joint that we want. We want revolute, all right? That's very important. So we are going to now add our next component, which is going to be the axle rod stoppers. I don't think that's the right name, but that's what I call them. All right, so here we go. This is not orientated how I want. I want it like 90, and then we want it, that's fine. Actually, this is good. Let's bring it over to the left side. I want to work on that side. Okay, we're going to set that there. We are now going to, let's find the front of this, bam. We're going to apply our component. So this is the left side here, and this is the left side of the box. So we're going to get that ring, not the center, but the ring. Okay, we're going to now go to this side. We're going to get that same center. We want actually of the axle rod itself. So let me just get a better view. There we go. Bam. So that pops right on. All right, and we want this to be flush with this side of the box. So we're going to go along this axis. I know that it goes in -0.25, but let's get a front view here so we could see that it's flush. And we're gonna apply a rigid constraint to this. Bam. Right, so that is set. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Insert into current design. I'm going to move it over here. We're going to find the right axis to rotate it on, which is this one, 90 degrees. Oops, there. I'm going to set that. We're going to do our joint. We're going to zoom in, get the ring, bam. So we do want this to be flush. So I'm going to we'll go to either a front or a back view. Oops. And then we'll bring that in. Looks like it's going to be negative 0.75. Hit that. Okay, great. Now we're going to, let's add the handle. Crank handle. Nope, we want it facing this way. And then what we want is we want it rotating it down. Okay, so the handle part, so that's going to be 180. Okay, we're going to set that. So this is going to be our like 0 position where once it's down here, it's sort of the start of the crank. That'll make sense later, hopefully. So we're going to put our constraint on the right side hole here. And then we're going to zoom in on the axle rod. Just like that. And it looks to be flush. So I am just going to hit OK on that. And what we have, if we were to just rotate this around, hopefully, so this is already spinning, working well. Okay. Let's try to move this back down to the 0 position. 0. Okay. All right, that works for me. All right, so we're gonna have it there. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to insert my follower guide. Again, this is something that might be specific. The diameter of this is 0.5. You might have for your design a thinner follower guide. This 0.5 leaves a lot of room for the follower to kind of move around in, which is what I wanted because I wanted some rotational stuff. But yours may be different. At any rate, we want it upright. If you did it right, this is made out of the ABS plastic. We're going to zoom in. And for this one, we're going to get the target right in the center. Okay. All right. So this is about a 1-inch designed follower guide. So this is 1/2 inch thick here. So it's going to be 0.25 sticking up and 0.25 sticking out like that. That's the way I want it. So I'm going to do the same thing. And oh, that's not the right axis. I want this. I'm just going to type in negative 0.25 and that looks right. I'm just going to set that. Great. So now we're going to insert our follower. Do follower number 2. So for this, I want to get right in the center. Okay. And then we want to get in the center of the follower guide. Now for this, we are going to apply a different constraint. First, want to just drag this up. Okay, and then I'm going to apply the slider. All right. Cool. So let's do the same thing. You may have a different designed follower, what the bottom looks like. It might be a different size, it might be a different shape. This is just what I have. All right. So this is, I think this is a pretty good place to stop, actually. So I'm going to stop this video. We'll add the cams, and then we'll do the relationship between the follower and the cams, and we'll talk about the best placing of them in orientation. So I'm going to see you in the next video. But before we do, let's just go to our Revolute joint, and let's just watch it animate a little bit. All right, so that's what we have for now. All right, we're gonna make all the parts work together in the next video. So I will see you there.